Hey guys, this is Doug. I want to talk to you some about martyrdom. Every so often somebody will comment, what do you mean you're the fellowship of the martyrs? You're not dead. Well, the fellowship of the martyrs is what the church is supposed to be. Jesus said, "Go and be my martyrs unto the ends of the earth." Now the translation of the King James is witnesses, but the word is martyrs. When they were called as witnesses in court and told to deny their faith, they wouldn't. So the word that was used for witnesses in court came to be associated with those who die for their faith without backing down. But the Muslims didn't invent it, the Christians did. So the word martus in the Greek is the word where he says to go be his witnesses, to spread the gospel, to tell your story, to give your testimony, to not back down. He calls us to die to ourselves. That is what the church is supposed to be. All of those who have died to themselves, who have already laid their life on the altar, who have already seen God kill the old and raise up the new. People who, when somebody holds a gun to their head and says, "Deny Christ, or I'll kill you," they will say, "Dude, I hate this place. I've been dead a long time. I want to go home. If that's my bullet, pull the trigger." These are radical crazies that the world doesn't know how to handle and hates and wants to get rid of. Pew-sitting voters that can be manipulated by their FEMA-trained pastors, they're useful idiots. Radical John the Baptist crazies who will not back down no matter what's said about them, no matter what persecution, no matter what slander, no matter what lies, no matter what abuse, will not back down. The world doesn't know how to handle them. They have to kill them. And Christians are dying all over the world. At least a couple 100,000 a year. We don't see it in the news because we say there's this Christian on Muslim violence in this or that country or whatever. What they don't tell you is that the Christians are being slaughtered. We are a part of a death cult. People accuse us of that every once in a while, and the word cult can have lots of different definitions, sociologically, demographically, theologically, whatever, but the way they mean it is we're a part of a group that seems to worship and be obsessed with death. And I think I might be hard-pressed to argue with that. The cross is our symbol, a torture device, so unique in the pain that it causes that there wasn't a word for the pain that it causes. They had to create a new word to describe exactly how bad it is to be crucified. That word is excruciating. The pain of the cross. No other word seemed to suffice. The cross is our symbol. We talk about the martyrs under the throne of God, that He can't come back till their number's complete. The Father keeps telling them, just wait a little while. I'm going to avenge the blood. Throughout history, the gospel spreads best by miracles and martyrs. And there are real miracles, amazing miracles. that blow open whole countries for the work of the gospel. The church in China credits much of the explosive growth, greater than the book of Acts, greater than we've ever seen. Probably 100 million Christians in China right now, mostly underground, persecuted. And they credit the Western missionaries that were there that would not leave when the communists began to take over. And the blood that was spilled because they loved the Chinese people and would not go. And they want to honor that sacrifice and that love. If I contemplate the various ways that I could die, killed by a drunk driver, high blood pressure, heart disease, cancer, motorcycle accident, whatever. If I have to pick, if I had all of the available choices of how I would like to die, I want to be martyred. I don't want to fall asleep in my 80s in bed and go be with Jesus. Maybe that's the plan he has for me. You know, life well spent, lots of fruit, took care of lots of people, ministered a long time. You know, that's the way John G. Lake went. And Smith Wigglesworth and some other people that I think were trying as hard as they knew how. And I don't mean it in a selfish way. I don't mean it in a way to attract attention. The Apostle Peter was crucified, but he was horrified at the idea that he would die in the same way that Jesus died. That he couldn't, it was too holy for him to even compare himself to Jesus, and begged them to crucify him upside down. Others were crucified in X shapes, boiled in oil. All but one of the apostles, of the 12 original disciples, died pretty painful, horrible, slow, nasty deaths. Speared, boiled. John was boiled and escaped, and he didn't die, and so they put him in exile on an island, and eventually we believe he died of old age, but he was the only one that escaped some sort of premature death at the point of something. Why do we believe that we should escape it? I've had pastors in this town and around say, you're just too controversial. You're just a hot potato. I can't participate with you in stuff because, you know, there's too much noise about you. And my response is, why are you so well liked? Why aren't people lying about you and slandering you? How come you're not a hot potato? How come you don't have the city coming after you? And how come you don't have, you know, how come you're not on a watch list? What's wrong with you? We're supposed to be hated by the world. If we're a friend of the world, we're an enemy of God. If all your best friends are bankers and politicians and sports heroes and they all look like the world and you look like the world and you fit in with them just great and you go play golf with them and you don't convict them of their sin, and you know, how can you be sure you're not an enemy of God? I'm thinking right now I want to do something dangerous, something unexpected, something that would poke Satan in the eye, something that would make a statement on as big a scale as possible that we're not afraid. There are Christians on YouTube, Christians saying we got this cave, somewhere out in the woods, and things are going to hit the fan, and you can come, but you better bring enough food for your family, or we're going to consider you the enemy and shoot you. There are people that hide their identity on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, use aliases, won't put their pictures up for fear that they're on some FBI watch list and they're going to be the first ones rounded up. That somehow God's not going to protect them. That they're going to end up in a FEMA camp and die, and oh, what a horrible thing. And, they're going to tag my house and we're going to be the first ones rounded up because we're a threat. And they're trying to hide from that. They're trying to keep from being noticed somehow. They're trying to not link to certain videos or promote certain things for fear of, and right at the moment, I'm really fed up with all these people that say they're the righteous remnant, that say they're with Christ, that are just freaking cowards, that are little sissy cowards, tail between their legs, don't want to rejoice in affliction, don't want to thank the Lord for the hard things, don't want to bless His holy name when persecution and slander and lies and things are taken away from you or whatever, that just insist on having their way and being babies. So, I was thinking about, one of the sisters here got a little inspiration, and I was thinking about, why don't we just make a statement? So here's what I'm suggesting to you. If you got a webcam or a camera on your phone, I don't care what the quality is, I would like you to record yourself, as the Lord leads, saying this. Hi, my name is Doug, and I want to be a martyr. Now, don't say Doug. Put your name in there. Okay, that's the way it works. And send me the video. And I'm going to string them all together. Hi, my name is Doug. I want to be a martyr for Jesus Christ. Something like that. You pick the background, don't do like clown makeup and whatever. This is serious. This is a statement. This is advertising to Satan that, yeah, I'm the one. Come and get me. I'm the dangerous one that you're looking for. I'm not the pew sitter. I'm not the dead weight taking up space. I'm the one you want to come for first. Because I'm coming for you if you don't come get me. And I'm not coming with guns and weapons and tanks. I'm coming in the power and righteousness and might of the Lord Jesus Christ. And if you don't come get me first, I'm going to be nothing but trouble for you. Spiritually speaking. This isn't about swords and weapons and guns. Our battle is not against flesh and blood. This is sort of maybe somewhere getting close to the equivalent of praying the nuclear prayer. It's on the video about spiritual warfare praying. If you prayed the nuclear prayer, I can't imagine that there's any reason why you wouldn't want to do this. It will get attention, and it will shake some people and make them think, why am I not willing to have my face and my name there? If you want to go all the way, give your address. I don't care. Give your last name. If you just want to do your first name and your picture, I think that's enough. I'm sure the NSA or the CIA or somebody can track you down with biometrics. I'm just fed up with people that won't trust God all the way. Why don't we just say it? Why don't we just state it? Put it out there and say, okay, here I am. I dare you. My God is bigger. And even if you throw me into the fiery furnace and God doesn't rescue me, I'm still not going to bow to you. At some point, we got to launch. At some point, we got to hit the button and say, okay, now, we are unafraid. Getting real tired of prissy, sissy, baby, whining, complaining, snarling at each other, devouring one another Christians. Sorry, you don't qualify. The fearful, the double-minded, the abominable will burn in the lake of fire. So I dare you, I double dog dare you with a cherry on top. Send me a little snippet of a video. Email it to fotm@fellowshipofthemartyrs.com. I'll string them all together. We'll put it out on YouTube. Get it as wide a play as we possibly can. Link it on your accounts. Put it on your Facebook. I don't care. But make no mistake. Either you're going to be martyred for Jesus, or you're going to die for your big screen TV, or you're going to die because you're just a useless eater, or something. And if you're going to die, then die for Jesus. And if you're going to live until you die for Jesus, then live for Jesus. Let's see what happens.